So, when did you open the new men's shop? And
We
why
opened-
did you open
We
it?
just opened it beginning of March. It was a long thing to build it because it was a derelict building and we got no building permission from the city. So it took us a long time before it was made up here, but it's here. And it has been a success from the beginning. We didn't expect it.
How about the store across the street? How many years was that there? That's like
Across the street, we moved in there 16 years ago. But the store exists since 27 years. We started in a very small space, 30 square meters, in an old shopping mall from the 50s. And we immediately, when we started our initiative idea was to have a shoe store with only designer shoes. A boutique for shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And this worked from the beginning also. We were the biggest selling point of Tokyo Kumagai shoes in the 80s, after Place de Victoire in Paris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we kept on doing that. The first men's shoes we sold ever were the De Buckenbeck shoes when he won the Golden Spindle contest, which was
With
in
the metal in the
85 or
back,
something
right?
like that. Yeah.
Metal heels or what? Metal in the back?
No, it was
or something?
before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was his very first collection based a bit on the U.S. Marine shoes, the quite of heavy shoes. But imagine it was 85, so we were here still in the light shoes for men. The 80 shoes, the disco shoes. This was completely the opposite. So and that we have been continuing that, trying to move fashion in shoes a bit further on. And our first point of departure is always to buy fashion, and on the second place shoes. And another thing we think is nobody of our customers need shoes. They have a problem, they have too many shoes. So how can we work on them so that they buy shoes from designers, whatever?
Because they're beautiful, that selection over there.
Well, we buy with our heart. We travel a lot. We are very interested in fashion, whatever happens in fashion. We travel a lot, we open our eyes, and then when we go to the showrooms, even if there are big names where we come in there, we just try to use our heart for buying. And I think that gives kind of personality to our selection.
And you have certain clients, and when you're buying, are you thinking of some of them? Like this client would particularly love this shoe? Or?
Oh yes, sometimes, but that's not our main influence. I know that there are a few shops who buy for certain customers, but first of all in Antwerp we don't have the stars. Mm-hmm. And then next to that, we really try to follow our heart. Of course, we evaluate at the end of the season, why did this sell, why did it sell, and we try to think about it when we buy actually. But I can't buy things that I don't like. So
I think that's the only way to do it. It
maybe
gives
yes.
the
And that's
soul.
how we keep on having fun doing it. And I think this enthusiasm is important because this is what shows off to the customer when he comes into the store, I think. I'm not good in analyzing all these things, but I think that's the thing that's why we have a success with it.
And how did you approach the men's as opposed to the women's?
Pardon?
How did you approach buying for men as opposed to women?
That's different. First of all, women buy more shoes. Second, they buy earlier in the season. Third, a man is very traditional in what he's buying and very, he doesn't want to change. A man can come in and if he likes a pair of shoes, he can buy 10 pairs of it because he loves that pair of shoes. You see? So that's different with a lady. You never can sell her twice the same. So that's the difference. And also, it's much harder to sell a fashion shoe to a man than to a lady. Because fashion, men don't feel, in general, men don't feel unease when they have to think fashion or to even being interested in fashion because it's something out for another kind of man. Maybe a gay man or for women or whatever. It's not masculine. I think they feel a bit attacked in their virility because they have to think about fashion, which is completely unfair because there is a lot of very interesting fashion for men. We are not living in Italy. In Italy, you see men, it's part of their life, fashion. They wear colored shoes under a black suit or under a jeans or whatever. We don't have this culture here. Men here are very classical and very practical. So that's what we try to break. And little by little that worked in the past years.
And tell me what you were telling me before about the men that didn't feel comfortable buying their shoes.
Oh yes. So we for until the beginning of the Coccodrillo store and before we opened here, we always mixed men and ladies in the same store. And I was never aware that a whole group of men never wanted to enter or to buy or to enter the store because they have always seen it as a ladies store with some selection for men. And opening this store here, we tried to build a little bit more a masculine atmosphere, but that's what they feel. They say, finally a store for us. I never realized that because I'm not like that. I can buy shoes or clothes wherever I come in, but that's how it works apparently.